So here we are. It is official. The Bengals are winning the Super Bowl next year. I was completely correct. The Bengals are 0-3. The first win since Joe Burrow's return from his wrist injury is against Andy Dalton, number 14, the former Bengal, now the current starting quarterback of the Carolina Panthers. Joe Burrow's first win since his return from injury. He's going to win the Super Bowl just over 1 year in 4 months later. It'd be 10 days to be exact. Now, why the Panthers? Well, the last Super Bowl held at the Bay Area, of course, was Super Bowl 50. In that game, the Carolina Panthers played in that game. The Panthers lost the game. Joe Burrow's first win since his return from injury is against Carolina, one of the two teams that played in the last Super Bowl at the Bay Area. Jamarr Chase, number 1, Joe Burrow, number 9. The two numbers add up to the next Super Bowl at the Bay Area 10 years after Super Bowl 50. This is the key to Carolina. And again, Joe Cool, Joe Montana. Joe Montana is number 16. Joe Burrow's first win in his return. He's going to win the Super Bowl just over 16 months after his first win back from injury. Not sure what 71 is about just yet. Again, Levi Stadium is 46. Joe Burrow's Comanche 46. Joe Burrow in reverse is the Comanche of Carolina. Is the Comanche of Bay Area. So first win his return. He's going to beat the Panthers. The Bengals will be 1-3. LA was who the Bengals lost the Super Bowl against. LA is also Comanche of 1 year and 4 months after Burrow's first win back in action. LA's Comanche of the 1-3 record for Cincinnati after they defeat Carolina. Joseph gets his first win in action since his wrist injury by beating Carolina. Carolina is Comanche of 73. So that was November 16 of last year. So what's the amount of time that Joe Burrow's first win back in action? This would actually be the 46th week. 45 weeks and 3 days. We are in the 46th week. Joe Burrow, and again, Levi Stadium is Gematria of 46. And it's also wrist, that's Gematria 46. So he's going to win his first game 46 months later. "46 months after his wrist injury against the Ravens." So this is what you must think about as far as Joe Burrow goes. 0-3, there are 14 games left in regular season, up against number 14, Andy Dalton. Three playoff games or 4 playoff games. If let's say if the Bengals miss the playoffs this year or something like that. But this would be a Joe Cool-esque comeback. Even if the Bengals don't make the playoffs this year, they come back and miss the playoffs. Go from missing the playoffs to winning the Super Bowl. You're definitely have a narrative as far as that's concerned. Otherwise, if the Jaguars are going to get back in the playoff picture, the Bengals will beat the Giants and the Panthers. If they beat the Ravens, now you're talking the possibility that they're back in the playoff picture. They could easily miss the playoffs down the stretch, though. It's certainly possible. 17 games, that extra game makes a huge difference. But this is all going to connect to Super Bowl 60. 1 win in 4 games, beating number 14, Andy Dalton.